senior planners, the gold commanders, and we went with our security, with our stewards. We walked the route and see where can there be a possibility of friction. We know there could be one on this junction because where we turn, they're going to have these police wagons. We'll put 25 stewards. We know there will be one outside down this street in case after all the tries to go to the gates, and there's police officers there. We'll put 30 stewards and security there. We don't want police to sacrifice orders. We don't want to see police rioting because it provokes reaction. So we've worked tirelessly to build a community and to build a safe space because families can come and have their say and send a message to the British faction. We had 100,000. We're not behind position, as you know. Thank you, by the way, for covering the film that I was in prison for. I'm not allowed to promote that film because I go back to prison, but I saw that you covered it. I'm grateful for so many given, and I think it was an important story, and it showed the corruption of the judiciary. It showed the corruption of the judiciary. So, but that's what we've created. And I'm not just saying this, but keep your eyes, and anyone watching this, keep your eyes on London on the September 13th. The numbers and the scenes coming out of our capital.
The what?
And I'm not just saying this, but keep your eyes, and anyone watching this, keep your eyes on London on the September 13th. The numbers and the scenes coming out of our capital city are going to shock the world. The entire Western nation, every Western nation has faced the same. It's not a mistake. Our towns and cities being flooded. I don't blame the migrants. If I could leave England, if we were poverty stricken here, and I could leave and go to another country, get a 4-star hotel, sit there, get paid, get fed, get clothing, get everything, and then wait to bring my family over, I'd probably would. Yeah? So I don't blame them. But with our establishment are allowing it, people trafficking, it's to benefit the corporations, it's to lower wages, it's to cause friction, it's to cause disruption. So we're watching it, and the change that's happened in the last 18 months, I don't think there's probably ever in our generation has going to be a shift in public opinion, motion, passion, feeling, the way that happens. Something huge is happening.
We can't make this content about the support of our partners. Here's a quick message from one now. The world has become increasingly divided, politically, socially and economically, but many of these divisions stem from a deeper misunderstanding of how money, markets and policy actually work. Wouldn't it be nice if there was an investment app that was designed by people who understand a macro perspective and how global events affect your finances? And now you can have that power in the palm of your dick. That's hand, isn't it? How can I get confused? With the Alio Capital app powered by Altitude AI, which identifies shifts in inflation, interest rates, and global risk, then adapts portfolios in real time. Alio is designed for hands-on or hands-off investors. Macro investing for people who want to understand the big picture. Investing is confusing. Get the Alio app to make it all simple. Go to the App Store or Google Play, or text my name Russell to 511 511. Investing involves risks, including the potential of loss of principal. Performance is not guaranteed of results. See terms and conditions. Taxes may apply. This is a paid advertisement for Alio Capital, baby. In case you thought it was me reading Shakespeare, that was mad. I reckon I want to say this in the beginning, just so that I've said it, because, maybe people will clip it up and that. But what I admire about you is your bravery, your authenticity, I aspire to those principles. Now, the areas, and I'm a person that exists in the media, I don't know what judgments I have against you that ain't even their judgments, because they're judgments that are being sold to me by media that has a vested interest in you looking a certain way. Because I do know this, show me the man and I'll show you the crime. So if they've got you for the casual from Luton, they're going to emphasise violence. If they've got me, a womaniser, or like it's gone through Hollywood, they're going to emphasise sex. So I know how it works. But what I pray for in this, and I agree with you that this is a unique moment, is that love is at the forefront, because Christ is about love above all else. And what concerns me, and I was really happy to hear you say that about migrants, is of course migrants who come over, if there's an opportunity for them, why wouldn't they? And I do sometimes still think with Tommy that Britain's history of imperialism and colonialism does mean that there's this kind of debt That debt shouldn't be being paid by the people of Epping, by the way. If anywhere, it should be paid by the people of Knightsbridge or Kensington or the Chilterns or whatever. But there's a lot of, like, you say, for example, there's one MP, and he was the one that owned them estates, and I got involved with a working class community in East London that were campaigning to keep their crops. He ended up being, I think he was like Richard Bunyan, and he had a massive estate out in Oxfordshire, right, as well as his big houses in London, and his money literally did come from slavery, like they still had plantations, like that weren't run by slaves no more, like out the West Indies. So I guess what I'm circling is these two ideas. One, yeah, I actually do believe in democracy. So whether I agree with it or
Can't do
not,
that.
British people
That's up that I want.
migration. That's the end of the
The only
conversation.
fucking
If it, in a democracy, if they don't want it,
يلا بقى.
my personal opinion is if you do believe in migration and refugees and all of that, that you should be prepared to pay that cost locally.
انت كده حلو حياة امك.
I think it should be, if you believe in it, it should be localised. If you live in Barnes and you're totally down with migration, don't have them in Epping or Luton or Bradford or wherever. Yeah. Also, mate, what I want to say is that because the social cohesion and love is so important, I sometimes wonder if the movement that you have been participating in for as long as I've ever first heard your name, is the part of the focus, in addition to your concerns about Islam, which I don't share to the same degree, although I know, what you've read, I know what you're saying, and they've been inside with Muslim populations and fear for your life and that personal conversations and all that, I'm not trying to diminish any of that. But because when I've lived in East London, on East London Mosque, one of the things I felt is, if there was ever a way that British Muslims and the British working class and ordinary people, which now, as you've emphasised,
كلهم تعبانين.
Sikhs, black people, whatever, if there could be a truce and an ease there, an acceptance of whatever the population is that's Muslim now, that's inbred and that's got to be worked out. But if that alliance could be formed, or at least that kind of truce, then our focus would fall on corporate commercial global partnerships, and that's where I think real power is, Tommy, in the media, in the government, in global alliances that extend national power. And whilst migration is much more in people's faces and in people's streets, and if there's something incendiary like sexual abuse, I can see why people's focus would fall on that. If you are able to give the word, the Britain of Islam, absolutely. If you can still a government that's controlled by bureaucracy, you still have the problem of the you still have the problem of mass surveillance. And in fact, I think they benefit from there being confrontational conflict between working people of different faiths. So, I know you've been on the RSN of attacks from Panorama, from the media. I know that your story in particular tells us something about politics, because why I'm reporting this, I've said, Robertson, the British establishment don't like it. Whatever you think of him, they're working out to get rid of it. So the more we live in a time when Tom Robertson can make a film, Elon Musk repost it, they can't shut that geezer's out. So you want to recognise that the world's a different shape now, and we've got to come to terms with that. And I think it's important that because I've been accused of the worst things I've been accused of, except for being so what can happen to people if
الله يسهل
you say the wrong thing at the wrong time and mess with the wrong interests? So really what I want to, I suppose, ask you about is this. Do you think
نقلل السين
that there's a bit too much anger and hate in
نقلل
the Ukraine with the English Defence League or this current information, even though it's like the same working on? Are you concerned? Do you think
بس برافو والشعب
is inclusivity
خلاص كابتن ده اللي انا كنت عايزه بس
with the relations between government, media, and international interests? I get the point. I totally get it. But if you remember this census demonstration, I think 2011, you were in town, you were there in Insta. You had a back, you was on the, I can remember, because it's fucking hate. How do we make it true?
with the 40,000 British Muslims who are on the terrible.
Pero già